Hi everyone, I'm back. Let's try this again. So hopefully you can hear me, and I've got no one out there to tell me unless Laura's gonna call me again. So thank you, Laura. Hopefully you can hear me. I am working now off my phone instead of my iPad because my laptop is not able to charge this morning. Okay, well, let's start over. We were talking ceremonies, and I first started out by saying I'm not eating and drinking today because I'm still in a Thanksgiving food coma. So hopefully you all are drinking something fun and have a drink for me. So I'm going to go back into talking about different types of rituals that people include in their ceremonies. And those typically are things that take place outside of your ceremony if it's in like a religious compound. So if you're getting married in a church or a synagogue or something specific to your religion, these are things that are normally outside of that. These are enhancements typically for destination weddings, which is 99.9% of what I normally am involved in. So the most popular is probably the sand ceremony if you're getting married at the beach or on the water, where you have multiple vessels and you actually will bring sand from somewhere that's important to the two of you, and you combine those together into one vessel during your ceremony. And that can be sand from somewhere that's special for you, or it can just be sand colorings that you want in your home as part of your decoration and remembrance of your actual ceremony. So the sand ceremony is probably the most popular. Second to that would be the seashell or stone ceremony. And how that happens is when guests are arriving, you would have a basket or a bowl at the entrance to the ceremony and have someone either handing them out or a sign that tells people what they're for. What you want to do is you want to have them take one and you want them to hold that in their hand and send good energy and good wishes to you when they're sitting there actually for your ceremony. And then at the end of the ceremony, you would either gather those back up and take those as a keepsake that you'd like to have with you, or if you are at the ocean, perhaps you want to toss those shells back into the water, sending off good wishes. That is something that you can do as well. Or if they are small pebbles that were collected at that beach, you can also do that. Do not throw anything into the ocean that has not come out of the ocean. We have enough issues with that, and that's definitely something that we don't want to do. So the seashells, the sand ceremony, the stone, those are all typically what would take place at a beach or a water setting for people. If you do have something, the other one that actually I will also reference to water would be the tying of the knot, which is an actual thing and very popular if you're getting married on any type of boat. So whether you're getting married on a sailboat or a catamaran, this is actually something where you bring in a rope, and it can be any type of rope that you want, typically white nautical rope or the sand-colored nautical rope, and you actually tie a knot together, making it into an 8 together, which is good luck. And then you would keep that for your keepsake for your ceremony. So those are the popular ones for water. The next one is candle lighting. Now, candle lighting is very popular. However, I do not suggest it if you're outside. And the reason for that is that you are bringing together multiple candles, setting there. 2 of them are already lit. Sorry about that. Abaco's being a little bit difficult this morning, like my computers. It's just one of those days. It's a holiday weekend and everything is a challenge. So actually the candle lighting, so you're actually would have your parents or someone into your wedding party light 2 of your candles at your altar or your table or whatever you're using for your ceremony area. And then you take those 2 and you hold them and light one together. And that basically that's why I say to you, you probably don't want this to have this happen outside, because if you have an ounce of wind, it's going to blow them out, and then that's a challenge in itself. So candle lighting, I highly suggest indoors. You can do water blending, which is, again, something where if you do want to make a certain color, green, I think, is the most popular for good energy and good fortune. If you are doing color blending, you can look that up on Pinterest, or we can help you find that as well into what color you want for water blending. It's the same thing. You have 2 containers, smaller containers typically, that blend into one larger container that you would keep with you. And I have no idea if I'm actually talking right now, because I just got a pop-up that says that I went live, and I could be talking to myself, but I'm going to keep going at this point because this is my 3rd take. So then we have, this one is newer for kind of eco-friendly green weddings. And this is the tree pot planting. So you actually, again, you can get your moms involved or people that are important to you involved, where you take soil that you're going to pot this plant or tree in, and everyone takes a little bit of a scoop and puts it into the pot that you'll actually be planting in. Some of these can be a challenge if you're getting married somewhere where you actually have to travel home with all of these things. So you really have to think all of these through before you actually incorporate them into your ceremony, unless you will not have any challenges getting them back home with you. Let's see, butterfly and dove releases. Oh, I'm going to tell you a story. So as lovely as this sounds, I've done both, and some have gone very well and some have gone not so well. So first I'll tell you about a few of the dove ceremonies. When you do release those doves, they are probably a bit traumatized, as you can imagine you might be if you were trapped in a cage sitting there waiting for something to happen. And they poop when they fly out of the cages. And you're sitting there, or your guests are sitting there, and I know they say bird poop is good luck, but typically not something you want to do to your guest. So just keep that in mind. You know, if you can have them let out to the side or somewhere near the ceremony where you can't really control where they're going to fly, but you obviously want everyone to see them. So just, again, I'm telling you worst case scenario, but I want you to know. Secondly, butterfly releases. You have the butterflies shipped in. They're supposed to be kept at a very certain temperature and climate and stored area. If that is altered in any way, and this could happen before it actually gets to you, keep in mind if they're being shipped in, they're, in a plane, in some type of storage facility, in a truck, in heat, if it's a destination wedding location, you just never know. Customs, what might happen. So in a particular situation, the butterflies, you open the package, you're supposed to tap the bottom of the package and the butterflies release. Lovely, right? When it works. When it doesn't work and you have a box of deceased butterflies, not really the way you want to start your ceremony and your wedding, right? So just keep in mind when you're doing these type of things that they all are maybe things that you want to do in private, pre-ceremony or post-ceremony, so there's no issues that might be able to happen, or doing it maybe on an anniversary when it's just the two of you. If it's something that's important, just know that there are things that can go wrong. Much like everything else, there are things that can go wrong. So the other couple of rituals that you can incorporate, I know you've asked about several, and I love the wine ceremony. You know me, I love wine. This one, though, actually wine is given to you as a gift. There's some type of significance to it, coming from a family member, perhaps coming from a vineyard that you maybe got engaged at. Perhaps it's the vineyard you're getting married at. You want to make sure that it is preserved correctly, so it's actually bottled correctly and then actually kept and stored correctly, so that the whole goal of this is to actually drink it on an anniversary date, whether it be 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, depending on the vintage, depending on what you're actually purchasing for wine. The bottle can be customized, and artwork can be done. I've seen it with the actual maker signing the wine bottles, signing the wine box. just really lovely. So you can set the wine at your ceremony table, altar, whatever you decide you're having. If you're getting married at the vineyard, obviously you're surrounded by the grapes. And then you can, one I did see that was really pretty is actually had it all set up on a wine barrel. So you actually had that as your kind of your altar in the vineyard with the vineyard behind you. And then you seal up that wine. You actually can write each other notes. So if you want to write each other love notes, they can be included in that box and something that you can read to each other again in a year, 5 years, 10 years, whenever you decide you're going to open that wine and celebrate and drink it together or share these letters together. So that is the wine ceremony and the love letters. And then the other one, I think the last one probably that I would talk about, and I'm just not a big fan of, is the passing of the rings. If you have a small group of people and you are indoors in a contained area where if something was to fall on the ground, you could actually find it easily, then I would say the passing of the rings is something that you can celebrate with. If you are anywhere near sand or grass or water, I do not suggest this as part of your ceremony. It's just one of those things, the same thing I say about ring bearers and flower girls. They are so cute, but if you're on the sand, I have been on my hands and knees digging around finding wedding rings before in the sand with a whole group of people, and it's not usually the best thing. So just really think about your surroundings before you incorporate any of these. With micro weddings right now and pop-up weddings and, intimate groups of people, this is definitely a touch that can make things more personal, especially if you're going to videotape it and share it with people that can't be with you. So we certainly understand the want to personalize things right now and happy to help with all of that. We do that at Swivel Group events. We're happy to help you with virtual planning and any of these items. So talk to us about, perhaps writing your own vows. There are so many other ways to make ceremonies personalized with writing your own vows, exchanging these obviously in front of everyone or on camera, or, sometimes people even have mics turned off and just want to say vows to each other. And that's okay too. Again, it's your ceremony. You should be doing what is important to the both of you. So thanks for staying with me during the technical difficulties today. I am going to post about all of these on our blog, so you'll be able to find them, and you certainly can reach out and answer any questions. You may have questions right now, but I'm not able to see them. So I will look at the chat afterwards and check our emails afterwards and make sure that we've answered everything for you. I hope you have a good Sunday. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, a safe Thanksgiving. I can't believe that we're going into December. Tomorrow is a full moon. So lots of crazy energy to start off December with. Let's hope it's a good, positive energy. All right, everyone. Thank you. Have a great Sunday. See you next week. Bye.